All right, joining us now with more reaction to Biden's speech and the looming ground invasion, seemingly imminent, is 2024 presidential candidate, South Carolina Senator, the good senator from South Carolina. Tim Scott is with us. Lindsey likes to think that he's the senior senator. Is that what? Are you going to let him get away with that?
Listen, only for today. The fact of the matter is I'm running to be president of the United States, so Lindsey can be the senior senator, I almost said citizen, senior senator for South Carolina, without any question.
Oh, boy, that's going viral in South Carolina right now. Look, and thanks for coming in.
Sir.
I know you've been in New York the last couple of days. It's great to have you in studio. This is getting serious. All indications are, and every source I have on the ground is saying it's imminent.
Yes.
Now, there's been an increase in activity in the north with Hezbollah in Lebanon. I would imagine that any ground invasion would result in a ratcheting up in the north also. Now we're talking about the potential of a serious two-front war.
Yes.
That's a challenge for anybody.
Absolutely. One of the things that we need from this president is clarity. He doesn't seem to be able to speak clearly. He gave a speech tonight. Remember, our ally Israel was bombed by a terrorist organization, and tonight's speech focused more on Ukraine than it did on Israel. That's unbelievable, number one. Number two, if we're going to send the kind of message that has strength in it, we need the Gerald R. Ford and the Sixth Fleet prepared in the Mediterranean as a deterrent, telling Iran consequences are coming if you bomb Israel. And second,
I got a tough question.
Yep.
Okay. With the words of Joe Biden, would they take it seriously? Would he back it up? Would he mean it? Yeah. I'm not sure he would.
Well, John, unfortunately, you are smart. You raise a really good point. Number one, look at his past actions. I always say, as a guy who spent time in financial services, what you did in the past can indicate what you'll do in the future. The Afghanistan withdrawal, devastating, number one. Number two, telling Putin, don't attack these areas from a cyber warfare. Number three, a small incursion might be okay. Number four, let's get the Russians to work with the Iranians on a new deal on our behalf. And number five, the first message he sent after the conflict started, October the 7th, was to tell Israel to stand down. I think your point is solid as a rock. The weakness of this president has caused chaos and conflict around the world. So we need a new commander-in-chief so that what we say, we mean, and that means there are consequences that follow. If we are not loyal to our allies, no one believes we'll be lethal to our adversaries.
Okay. How do you explain the Obama-Biden administration and the billions they gave Iran?
Yes.
And now explain Joe Biden wanting to give $6 billion to Iran. Now, that is after he lifted sanctions and allowed the Iranians now to sell all their oil, and because we artificially reduced our output, well, that reduced the world supply. That increased prices dramatically. Everybody in the studio is feeling it, right? Okay. So they got rich, which foments more terror, gives them more money for terror. Yes. Then they're getting $6 billion, they think, from the U.S., right? We know that's fungible, the word everybody uses.
Totally agree.
Okay. So, you know, based on their action, what is it about them that they do not seem to understand? The evil that is Iran. They have said it. They say it over and over again. I would start believing it, that they want to wipe Israel off the map. Death to Israel, death to America. I believe they believe that with all their heart, and they think they'd be doing God's will if they did it.
Period. The only thing I'd add to that is they don't want to just eliminate Israel. Hamas's objective is to eliminate every single Jewish person on earth and then attack Western democracy. There's a little Satan called Israel, and there's a big Satan called America. Any president of the United States who doesn't understand that cannot walk and chew gum at the same time. And that is, in my opinion, an abdication of responsibility not to send a forceful, clear message with consequences to Iran, who funnels money to Hamas and to Hezbollah, and to push back in the West Bank against the Palestinian Authority, who canceled their meeting because they were able to disrespect the President of the United States because of his weakness. But how do you
interpret, what is their rationale? What is their thinking? Is it that, well, if we be really nice to Iran, and if we show them kindness, they're going to be kind back? People that say they want to wipe you off the face of the earth, I don't think are very kind people. Believe them.
Believe them. Here, all I can tell you is that the Reagan doctrine of peace through strength worked decade after decade after decade, weak, liberal, radical leadership from the far left who's more interested in appeasing the squad and anti-Semites in their party than they are standing up for the right thing.
The Hamas caucus.
Ooh.
You know?
Well, they're certainly a part of the propaganda machine coming out of Hamas.
In spite of all the evidence that showed that, in fact, it was not Israel that was responsible for the hospital bombing that they say killed 500. First of all, the hospital barely got any damage.
Yes.
It was in the parking lot. There's no way 500 people died. And, you know, how do you react? The media, every single major media organization in this country and around the world, BBC, French press, every American network that I can mention, New York Times, Washington Post, ABC, NBC, CBS, MSDNC, fake news, CNN.
Evil terrorists are believed over the state of Israel.
How is that? Why wouldn't they check their sources?
Listen, whether it was the AP or the New York Times, I said it yesterday, I'll say it again, and we'll have to say it tomorrow as well. Check your facts, because at the end of the day, the false propaganda caused consternation and the mobilization of Hezbollah. It saw Iran say they're going to start having consequences based on a lie.
Yeah. By the way, are you missing home? I mean, don't you hate New York?
Well, you know,
by the way,
I am leaving tomorrow morning, so the answer is
I was going to say,
hit the road, Tim, and don't come back no more.
If you work a single day in New York, they tax you for the day. You know that, right? So you're going to be taxed for these 2 days you've been here. I'm just saying.
Well, I thought it was 12 hours, but 2 days. Who can tell? Who can count?
If you're here 1 minute, they tax you.
That's unbelievable.
Yeah, welcome.
Move to South Carolina.
I'm getting the hell out of here.
Do your show remote from South Carolina.
I'm all in.
Reduce your taxes. Bring your audience with you.
Yeah.
We'll have a great old time.
We're going to have a great time.
Kakalaki.
Yeah. Great to see you. Senator, appreciate it.
Absolutely.
Thank you. All right. Hey, Sean Hannity here. Hey, click here to subscribe to Fox News YouTube page and catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis. You will not get it anywhere else.